I'm Carmiece Graves, and I practice family law in the Washington, D.C. area.
One of the questions we have to think about, like say if you're married and you're dealing with your house and you own it together, the question is, well, we have an asset that we need to deal with. Sunset, they just abandoned me and come back. They've been gone. They've been gone. They've been gone. They ain't seen nobody, so I guess it's over. Like this, man, you just can't leave. Not true. Okay, that's what they call me. Are there people throughout history that, despite whatever circumstances, they did what they wanted? Welcome. Oh, looks like my signal is a little bit slow, guys. Oh, I changed computers and it has been a bit of a transition, but hopefully it will do well enough to hold. If not, I greatly apologize. Just moving over to this new machine, bit of a transition. I guess it's a bit slower, but nonetheless, I'll do my best and hopefully we can get you some content today. Let me see how it's coming through on the other side. And if it's giving me some technical difficulties, I might have to switch computers and come back again because it has to be right. There's no need to do it if you're not going to do it right. That is my motto. That's my belief. So, but I can't really tell. I think what I'm going to do is looking at how this is coming across on my end. I can't see on the Facebook side. So I think what I want to do just to make sure, because I do have some good information today, we're going to talk about the current topics. We got some current topics. I call them what the recent decisions have been. We've had some big decisions go down in terms of Bill Cosby, in terms of Sha Carri Richardson. Now, of course, track and field is my thing. So I've been following this season for the first time because of COVID, me just being on YouTube as much as I'm on YouTube. I just have been able to follow all of the races, watch, all the ladies throw down the races, 400, 100, been really particularly interested in watching the ladies develop their talent, square off. So what we've been able to do, so I've been watching it. So, to me, all through the trials, I've been watching the whole Olympic trials. And now we come down and we have this whole thing with marijuana, Sha Carri Richardson. And now they just announced today the Olympic team for the 4x1 and she's not on it. So, hold on. I want to get someone to give me some feedback on the streaming. I don't know if it's going fast enough or what it's doing. So anyway, this has been a big deal just because, oh, look, I changed look at me. I don't know what's going on. I'm just clicking stuff back here, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this. So anyway, so the decision to me was I kind of knew that they were going to rule in that way. So where it came down is, could she just take the 30-day suspension, then hop on the 4x1? And, I already saw all the feedback from the whole racing community. The 100, it's a big deal. It's like the highlight of the Olympics. The Olympics comes down to gymnastics and these relays and these 100s. So it's a big deal. So for her, and I knew that, the rules are the rules, because that goes into this concept under the law, which I want to go over just a little bit. So it's like this idea of mistake or fact or mistake of law, and learning that in law school. And I'll say it again, it's, learning this concept of mistake of fact versus mistake of law. So it's like a defense that you can, an argument you could put forth. And this is what I'll give you an example. Like say in the same scenario with Sha Carri Richardson, this is a hypo. So let me not use her name for people. I said something. Who am I though? Anyway, I'm Carmiece. So in this scenario, say that a person, they violated the rule. So they knew. So either in this scenario, you could say, well, I didn't know that marijuana was on the list in terms of being a banned substance. That would be mistake of law. That does not usually work ever at all. Ever. Never. Nobody under the law, they're like this. Well, I'm sorry, I can't be responsible. That means my law would probably be irrelevant if anybody could just come in and say, I didn't know, so I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't know the law existed, so I couldn't have broken it. They're like, no, you're gonna have the burden of figuring out and knowing what the laws are, and I want you to be responsible for them. So mistake of law, yeah. Now, mistake of fact is the other side of it, and this is where you say in this scenario with Sha Carri that she smoked something that she didn't think was marijuana. That's mistake of fact. Now, there's some argument there, but that's not the scenario we have. But nonetheless, she is great, and she'll continue to blossom. And, I know the Olympics, it's only every 4 years, though. This is such a big deal. So I was saddened to hear that, but I know it's fair, because, they were saying, the U.S. is probably going to find a way to be the U.S. and let her run, even though she violated the rules. And I think they made the right decision, which was they need to uphold the integrity of the games and enforce the laws fairly so it doesn't look like anyone is receiving favoritism, because while, cannabis does help with stress and depression, being an Olympian, they've made some decisions about whether, and other athletes could argue, well, man, I didn't get to relieve myself, with cannabis. I might be a better runner if I'm more relaxed, but I have to, abstain to be an Olympian. So, there's arguments there. So let's move on real quick to Bill Cosby. Now, this one to me, I just knew all in my heart of hearts, all the way from the beginning of this case. I'm not getting into the merits of what happened and didn't happen. I'm getting into the application again of the rules and the procedure. And to me, I felt from the beginning of this case, and I'm not digging in and going to the court files and doing all that. I'm busy. I'm living my life. Okay, I got stuff to do. But as on the high level of it, just the common view of it, it was like, no, if you made an agreement in the beginning that I wouldn't be prosecuted if I gave my testimony, you can't double back on that. I never thought that was fair. Now, all the other stuff, look, I'm not getting on to the merits, but you don't ever want the rules to collapse under a subjective standard, because then it could go against you. So in those scenarios, it would be better that if you kept the standard consistent, so that when it's your turn, you can say that there's some consistency there and you can rely on the outcome and not leave it up to, well, this scenario is not like that scenario and that scenario is not like this scenario. And sometimes you don't like, because in this case with Bill Cosby, they don't like, and the upholding of the rule was the windfall. I don't say windfall. It was the agreement that should have been upheld. That's it. That you make an agreement, we should have a rule and comfort that if we make an agreement with a prosecutor, they're not going to double back on it and renege on it and lock us up. You know what I mean? So I think that was, and then all the other, maybe it was supposed to come out. Look, I'm getting into all the other merits. I'm just on the procedure of it. So that was interesting. So anyway, because I got a whole busy day ahead of me, I'm preparing to go into a hearing. We are battling out on alimony. These alimony cases are hot. They are coming down the pipe. People are breaking up because of COVID, and some people have been together a long time, and now it's the dividing of the assets. So today's tip, now this is what's been going on, okay? And I want to tell you guys how to really maximize your experience with your attorney, me or somebody else, okay? And understand what you as the client need to do to make sure that you are successful and get the most out of your time, money, and energy invested in the case, and especially big dollars invested in an attorney. So specific for those who are working with attorneys, here we go. This is what I'm going to tell you. Most important thing that I need for you to do not to mess up your case is to be responsive. Because somehow I know that in these litigations, sometimes you're not dealing with the most savory topics, things you might want to avoid. Just life is happening, and it gets, it's the unsavory work. But I'm going to tell you, when we go forth in litigation, we are on a timetable. So no more lollygagging, you know what I mean? Now we got to get this done. When we file that complaint, we are on a time clock now. The court's going to say, listen, everybody, let's go. Let's get it together. You got 30 days to do this, and then you got 30 days to do that. Usually every action in litigation, for the most part, of course, there's always exceptions. There's plenty of them. But generally on the things that involve you, okay, your part, is going to be on a 30-day window. You file the case, you got 30 days. The person got 30 days to respond unless they're out of state. See, there's one of those exceptions in the 60 days. But nonetheless, there's a timetable. So once we launch this litigation, we strapped in and we rolling and we going. This is time to get it done, okay? And you don't want your lawyer to have to waste time, your money and energy with their staff, calling and following up. We losing time. Every time we do that, we wasting money. You don't want to do that. And then you complain about the litigation being expensive. That's a way to cut costs, okay? Listen, this lady, let me tell you, let me give you a story about a lady who did it the best I'd ever seen, okay? She was from the Philippines, and her husband were immigrants here to America, okay? I met this lady, one of my first clients when I had my office out in Montgomery County. She came in, humble looking lady, okay? Little Toyota Corolla, no jewelry. She was on it. When I tell you this lady, she was so focused on how she spent her time talking to me, dealing with me, engaging with me, and how much of it she needed to do. She controlled that litigation from A to Z. She knew exactly what she wanted to negotiate. She knew her husband's pain points, knew how to put that thing together. She wouldn't even reply to some of my messages. Like, look, I know how she just would be like, look, I got it. You know what I mean? And she just really, the efficiency in how you correspond and communicate with your attorney will impact the how healthy the case is. Let's talk about it in terms of health, right? Because if your case gets behind in the scheduling, there are repercussions for that. They're called sanctions. And we file motions. And we tell the court they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So there is an overseer that is going to crack the whip. And there may be money penalties as a result of not being timely. Just so you know what we're doing. These streets are dangerous, okay? So you want to stay closely in communication with your, attorney's office as needed. Now that's another one, as needed. Let me get on to that point. As needed. Make sure that you're with a law firm that has a good integrated system where you can get updates on your case, where you can send and post messages so that you're updated, but you don't have to call in for the update. You don't really want to call and schedule a 30-minute appointment and be like, there's nothing new in the case, and I'm going to bill you for that call because I stopped. Now, so you want to kind of do things in the most efficient manner, because efficiency in your case means that you are saving money, you are saving time, and we are moving forward, and the case remains in good health, and we are not then defending motions, because when they send the motion, because let me tell y'all don't know about civil litigation, so y'all go up to the clerk's office, get the packet, fill out the forms, and then you file your paperwork and sit and wait and talk to the judge. That's not what's happening when there's attorneys involved, and you don't know all the other parts, so you don't do it. If you knew to do it, you do it too. But we're doing all this stuff, and it's a civil war, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like it's adversarial. That's why I be V. Ding, ding, ding. You know how they do it in the boxing matches? So-and-so versus so-and-so. Your case title is set up the same way. So know that you want to keep it healthy. You want to respond. And I know it's difficult. I know that it's a difficult topic. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to talk about divorce, or you don't want to talk about the bad thing that's happened. So this is why the holistic approach definitely needs you to have a team so that you can get support to get you unstuck. Because I'm going to tell y'all, just in this developing my business, I have to overcome resistance. I am there with you. I understand doing something that is uncomfortable but necessary. Shout out to all the people that are studying for the bar. You're probably not watching this. You shouldn't be watching this. This is later shout out, okay? But you could be on break, but not really. So, but anyway, just sending you guys positive energy and love. I know the bar examination is coming up, y'all. Stay focused. You can do it. Imagine victory. So, but anyway, I digress. I don't know how I got on my folks, but probably was talking about something with the bar. So look, the team, holistic approach and the team, okay? So that's why really critical for you to have support to get you unstuck so you can pay attention to the case. And it's not all the time, but it's going to be periodic. And when it's your time, because the case is going to be quiet, like we're going to file it and you're like, oh, okay, I'm fine. And then discovery is going to come in and then we're going to be really focused on you. So it's not all the time, but you're going to have your time. And when you have your time, then I need you to come on and do what you got to do so that we can be efficient and moving forward. So anyway, that's my message for today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the summer. Look, they trying to put out the scare tactics on this Delta. No, I'm not going back into COVID fear. The Delta going to do what the Delta going to do. The Delta means change. So let's change it up. Move forward. Y'all know I don't have any sense. All right. So guys, take care and be safe. And I will talk with you next week. Hopefully, everything going well, which I anticipate. So, okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to find the video and I'm out. Later. Is leave and talk to you guys later. And if you need to call me, book a consultation, you know how to reach me. Take care. Bye.